The United States is golden because the U.S. women's national hockey team
Woo!
wins the gold medal in a dramatic, thrilling 2-1 overtime 3-on-3 thriller against Team Canada on Thursday afternoon. Team Canada, Team USA, bitter rivals, but the U.S. got the best of them for the third time. The U.S., a perfect 3-0 sweep over Team Canada in Olympic history. Just over 4 minutes into overtime, though, U.S. and Canada tied at 1-1. Defenseman Megan Keller showed off her skill, showed off her dangles, and scored the game-winning goal. But that was not the only drama of this matchup. After trailing 1-0 for a majority of the game, Team USA stepped up. Stars do star things. The superstar, the captain, Hillary Knight, forced overtime, finding the net with just over 2 minutes left in regulation. With that goal, she became the all-time leading Olympic goal scorer in U.S. hockey history, not just women's, U.S. hockey history, with 15 goals and an all-time Olympic points leader in U.S. hockey history as well, with 33 points. She also got a fiance out of the deal, so congratulations to her and United States speed skater Brittany Bowe on their engagement. And congratulations to the U.S. women's national hockey team, now a perfect 3-0 against Team Canada, and will be enshrined forever as Olympic champions.
One of the greatest champions we've ever seen, one of the greatest teams we've ever seen, and one of the prettiest goals you will ever see in your life in that one.
Stunning.
Could have used a little bit less drama, honestly. I didn't need that kind of drama in my life, but I'll take it. All right. Speaking of the Olympics, we all had all eyes, I should say, on Jordan Stolz, who took home the silver in the 1,500 meter race at the long track speed skating. And this was a surprise. Look, I'm not going to lie about this. A lot of us just sort of had anointed that Stolz would be gold. Again, he loses to a Chinese skater, Ning Zhongyan, who sets an Olympic record in this process. Now, all hope is not lost for more golds for Jordan. I love that like 2 isn't enough. But still, he gets one more chance to medal in the mass start final on Saturday. Nothing can take away the incredible just joy it has been watching him on the ice over and over and over. And it looks so effortless when he does it. I keep thinking back to our deep conversations we had, which you should check out on Yahoo's YouTube page with Apollo Ono about everything speed skaters go through. And I thought about that in this race particularly. It took an Olympic medal moment. It took an all-time great race to beat him. It'll be interesting to see how one of the fiercest competitors in the history of the sport bounces back. Silver is nothing to shake a stick at. Obviously, we've been very careful on this show to make sure that we praise silver for what it truly is. But at the same time, we know that the expectation that Jordan sets for himself is gold. So let's see how he rebounds from this moment and what we get, because his story is not yet finished throughout the course of these Olympics. And speaking of the ice, we got an incredible moment on the ice for Alysa Liu, who comes in and takes home gold in the women's figure skate. For all the hand-wringing of, oh my God, what will the Blade Angels do? I don't know. Bring home a gold. Recorded a 150.2 in the free skate to get the gold. First U.S. women's figure skating medal since 2006. And she did it. Caroline, I was thinking a lot of what you and I talked about and what you talked about, how happy she looked on the ice in the short program. You could feel how much joy she had on the ice being out there. It was incredible to watch her shine.
She's just a blast to watch. Look at that photo. She's jumping up for joy in the sportsmanship from the silver and bronze medalists. Kind of reminded me of gymnastics when Simone Biles came in second on floor and she was bowing down to the Brazilian gymnast that won the gold medal. I love to see the kind of, level of sportsmanship, the kind of sorority that these sports bring. But Alysa Liu, her attitude and her level of joy is matched on the ice with her level of elegance and gracefulness. She's just a beautiful and stunning skater. And it's such a joy to watch the U.S. get back to the top of the podium, somewhere where the U.S. Olympic figure skaters haven't been in quite some time. And to do it with somebody that has such a lovely story. She was on the world stage so young. She was the youngest U.S. figure skater, to win the world championships at just 13 years old. She won it again at 16 years years old. And at 16, she was like, I'm done. I've had enough. This is too much for me. I'm going to retire. She came back to the sport, and what an epic way to make a return, doing it with a gold medal.
I keep going back to the stars of these Olympics, and there have been many. But we came into these Olympics wondering if Malinin would turn around and, as he said, he wanted to make figure skating, a sensation again in the United States. I watched Alysa do her thing, and I kept thinking this is one of those transformative moments that 10, 20 years from now we'll be talking about as inspired a whole generation of girls everywhere to want to put skates on, right? This is the sort of performance, and it's what a gold medal means in these sports, particularly when you have all eyes on one of your premier sports in the event every 4 years. The opportunity in America for growth of the sport comes from watching somebody do it and make it look so effortless in the process. She made getting a gold look easy, and God knows it's the farthest thing from that. But my heart was full watching her, knowing not only what it meant to her, not only what it means to all of us as Americans to see Team USA hoist the gold, to see that smile and that joy. I just wonder how many people around the country, around the globe, become inspired and pick up skates because of what she did in that moment. Congratulations to her and to all of the Olympians so far.